In the 80s, Philadelphia was just a little bit behind the curve.
In 1987, the last of the brewers that came back after Prohibition, Schmidt's Brewery, went out of business. And it was the first time since William Penn's day that there were no breweries in the city. And about a year after the closing of Schmidt's, David Mink opened the Samuel Adams Brew House. His kettle was half the size of that of William Frampton, who had the first brewery in 1683.
There's a few microbreweries here in Pennsylvania like Stouts and Penn Brewing. And then Dock Street actually did the brew pub on Cherry Street. And Philly didn't have an actual brewer that was brewing in the city.
We had what we called the bubble in the late 90s, where we had all these people rushing to get into the craft brew industry. Only one was left after the turn of the century, and that was Yards. And Yards was the one that started out making 3 barrels at a time. They are now the largest production brewery in the city. Slow and steady wins the race.
We started to see another influx of larger breweries, such as Philly Brewing, Victory, Troegs.
Brewing had returned to a city that had this rich brewing tradition.
And Flying Fish, and Weyerbacher, and Dogfish Head.
And when this little resurgence happened, people kind of thought it was a fad. They thought, oh, people like this little thing and then they're going to get over it. But it never happened. It just kept growing. There was more taps happening. There was more craft beer being sold.
We don't have the thousands of years tradition that Germany or England had. We could go forth without saying, well, you can't do that and you can't do this. We produce totally new styles of beer. And it's like taking a concept and just running with it. And that is at the basis of the craft beer movement.
Today we have 2 production breweries in the city, and we have a half a dozen brew pubs.
And I would say almost every neighborhood has a craft beer bar.
I can't believe what a great life it is right now. I'm so happy that I can go out almost anywhere and find a really good beer.